Hi guys, we're here with a new video, and this video will be somewhat of a challenging lobby normally for Shadow Priest solo shuffle match. And we are playing versus an arcane mage, which is often just horrible to play against. Resto shaman, DH, unholy DK, and a holy paladin, which I think versus holy paladin is quite easy to play as a Shadow Priest. But I do change the talent since there is a lot of magical damage. I think 3% could be good. So instead of the 20% healing from a crit, it would be 3% at all times, like reduced damage. I don't know. I'm playing around talent still, but overall, this lobby is kind of a irritating lobby because they are going for me like most of the time, and I try to put my shadow word pain on everyone because I feel like this is going to be important if I want to have somewhat of a damage spike with my death speakers. I still think playing around your death speakers is the play, then with your shadow word pain doing a lot of catharsis damage, but also just in general a lot of damage with your instance that you can actually produce. You have some like casted abilities obviously, but again I even used my catharsis on the healing tide, so the healing tide is gone. I silenced the shaman. I think I should have maybe silenced the mage instead, because I feel like we don't have the pressure damage wise, and I feel like the unholy TK doesn't do too much. It could be me being wrong. I think his selection on like the target selection wasn't good. I think I should have said to him to go for Resto Shaman instead, because I feel like we could actually win by going on the Shaman, because of my mind games. If I can have mind games on the Shaman with a good CC rotation, we could easily win. And I feel like we're getting cleaved right now. Since the DK is going on the DH, it's an easy cleave. Every time like there is a death sweep from the DH, it's full value damage. I'm going to lower down the sound a bit. But overall, I think this round, spoiler alert, we're going to lose this one. I do feel we should have won this round. Is it going to be lower or not? The thing, come on. I think the issue with this round is just like, again, the Unholy DK doesn't do his job. While I think my damage was quite high, actually this round. You will see at the end of the round that I was like top 1 damage, maybe, even though I'm like the target one. I used my dispersion at the right time, in my opinion. I could have maybe used Void Shrift. I think I forgot to use it. But I was really frustrated. We had like 3 interrupts on me at all times, and I tried to get my damage off, and I felt like there is no win condition right now. We were trying to go on the DH, that's good. That's the one we could kill. I don't think we can kill the Arcane Mage. But the issue is, again, if we are getting both cleaved down, the Holy Paladin will not be able to save me. Even with a Bob, again, it will be insta-stolen by the Arcane Mage or even purged by the Resto Shaman. But here, we try to survive. A spam flash heal, fortunately, doesn't do too much. I did like a lot of healing. My damage is top 3 on details, and the Unholy TK just did less damage than me while I was trained. So it's a bit bizarre, but it is what it is. We did try though. We did try, and we are going to try to go for the DK now. And I tried to explain, look, to the Paladin, like I did everything I could because he was like pesting. And you see, at the end of the day, I had 8.6 million damage, more than the DH, while he was cleaving us both. So again, I think the damage from Shadow Priest is very high and should not be underestimated. And the CC as well, it's like just fantastic to have that kind of pressure and that kind of control. Right now I'm trying to promote Shadow Priest because people are like really sleeping on it, and I feel like, yes, there are lobbies where you're going to hate your life, and especially like whenever the healers are not doing their job. Like before this match we had like another match where I did quite good, but it was a 3-win. It's basically not healer diff, but I would say it was more of a DPS diff where people are not using their CDs. But here we did implode the DK. The DK actually just lined the Resto Shaman for some reason. But you see, my damage is quite high. Like you see, you would think that we didn't do too much, but we didn't do pad damage. Everything what we did was actually to survive and to prepare for a kill with the unholy decay. Now the unholy decay did like facilitate that, so again I'm going to give that. The MMR is quite low, so some people don't know what to do. It is what it is at the end of the day. We're trying to climb, and whenever you're starting with a new spec from zero, you just start out with a shitty MMR. But yeah, we're trying to win, we're trying to gain more wins so we can actually get out of those MMR ranges where people just do not know what they do in general. Unfortunately, again, sometimes even with my Shadow Priest, I don't know what I do. I'm just not that good right now, in my opinion. I could be way better. I think in threes I'm way better because we have like Discord, but in social fall sometimes I'm like, look, I'm lost. Like right now I'm trained. It's very horrible to play. I sounds the the Holy Paladin. I think I could do something on the Holy Paladin, so I tried to bait a Mind Games precog. I got a precog here, Mind Games the DH for a bit. He dispelled it. Unfortunately, I didn't have a Vampiric Touch. But I think Vampiric Touch is like secondary thing for me right now. I just try to survive as much as I can. I prepare for some damage here and there. I saw that the two interrupts were used from the DK from the DH. And I think they had like no stun or something on me, or they think it's not worth to do. But I did some damage with that. And right now we're trying to prepare for the big catharsis with a lot of Shadow Word Death damage. We have like a stack of Insanity. If we can cast it, we did cast it for 120k, which is a lot of damage to be honest. And we try to maybe set up the Paladin for something, right? So we try to CC him. We did CC him. He did again try to line us constantly. He did good. I think the Paladin did really good. I think just it's not really a great lobby for him because Bob has no real meaning, especially versus an arcane mage. But right now, like he got pushed into a polymorph, and at that point, I feel like there is a kill opportunity. So I try to just disperse so I will not die towards like those 2 DPS, and I felt like the arcane mage had it because he was bursting. So I tried to do that, and then I wanted to cancel my dispersion to do like a Death Speaker's death, but didn't really happen at that point. So I said to the DH, look, the DK is a good kill, so go for the DK, and we'll try for that. If there is a possibility for me to go for the Holy Paladin, I will try to do so. And I'm analyzing my own damage. Is my damage good? Do I do good? Can I do more? Obviously, I can probably do more just with my CC. Sometimes I'm just too stubborn to use my CC on the healer. And now I do understand why some Shadow Priests just prefer to CC the DPS, because it gives them a bit of breathing room. And at the end of the day, if it gets dispelled, at least it will be horrified on the healer, so I think it's fine. Here, I feel like, look, maybe the Paladin is playing very recklessly, so we could go for him. I'll try to farm a bit of damage, and I'll try to say, look, now I'm going for the Paladin. I'm going to Mass Dispel the Bob, and then I got a precog, fortunately, and I felt like, look, this is go time. Once I get the opportunity to do a go on the Holy Paladin, I will try to do so. And I try to dot back with Mind Games on the DK, which is quite good. And then I saw like the sacrifice. I tried to go for a fear. It didn't really work out. I missed it completely. But overall, I tried to survive. And I felt like, look, the damage is still okay. I still have my Fade. I still have my Disperse. So I have ways to get out. And then I see the Paladin like... He does a complete suicide. I tried to dispel the Divine Favor. I did dispel it. Again, if you're doing a Divine Favor on your Holy Paladin, you don't need to keep it. You just need to spend it. And then I did a huge like Mind Spike Insanity. And there I felt like, look, there's a double kill opportunity. I feared the Paladin, but he died before. But still, the fear was there. So if he would not die, he will be dead like after that round. So now I said to the DK, look, the complete strategy behind going for DH is not working, so I'm saying to the Paladin, look, to the DK, you have to go for Paladin. We don't have any choice. That's the only opening we have. I will be suffering. It is what it is. Try to go for the Paladin, and there will be an opening at one point where I can actually just win the game. So hopefully the DK, again, if I can get like a win with him, then I have like a safety net. And I feel like the DK normally should go 0 wins because I don't feel like he's doing that good. But I tried to dodge the arcane mage. He did dip out very quickly. And here I do massive spell the paladin. Unfortunately, I got locked out, so I didn't really have real damage. And he has freedom, so no opportunity for the DK to actually go for the paladin. And we got both searing glared, so basically we're doing nothing for 4 seconds. And then another freedom, so again, I'm looking at the DK, I feel like he will not catch, so I try to survive till we can actually catch. We got a good lasso on the Paladin, again, we try to set up something on the Paladin, got mind games on him, and then we try to do damage, try to dispel everything like the Paladin has. And unfortunately, he got a precog, so again, it kind of nullifies what we are trying to build. I did stun the Paladin, but it was the yard, unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken. And here, I feel like we kind of chilling. We have my dispersion, he has AMS from what I've seen, and the shaman has some CDs here, so he used Link. And now I feel like, look, they're not going for me, so now I can do something. I do a Void Torrent on the Paladin. He will be very close of dying. I think he will be dying right now, because he got like kicked on the perfect time. And then the darkness, unfortunately, kind of made it a bit longer, but he walked out of the darkness. So again, it is what it is. I said well played 4 times because I was excited, and I did more damage than Unholy DK. So again, even trained, we're still doing some meaningful damage. So that's actually satisfying to have. And I said to look to the arcane, look, we can go maybe on the Paladin. I mean, I said to the Paladin, look, they might go for you now because they will see you as a killable target. So if they're going for you, you have to go in open. There is no option. I need to have the possibility to cast. And if you're always pillaring, it's very hard for me to get some cast off. So I did say it to the Paladin, and I tried to Shadow Word Pain everyone so I can have some Death Speakers ready. I fade out of the Static Field Totem because I don't want to deal with that. And I tried to Vampiric Touch on everyone since we have a precog. The Wind Shears never really landed too much because I feel like they were always like mistimed, and the DK also, like his stuns were never like really good. And then we had like a great fear on the Resto Shaman. I don't know what happened, he just went melee, and at the end of the day we did get 5 rounds won. I think the main takeaway of this match, again, it's very low MMR, we're still trying to climb very fast, but unfortunately we're kind of slowed down because of the queue times, unfortunately. But I try to show like more gameplay. I try to show you guys the potential of your SP, and I'm like really not a great one. Like I know how much I can improve on it, and how much I can improve right now on it. Like basically, it's just me trying to figure out SP, and I feel like I've figured it out in trees, where again we have time to climb and just need to play more games. But in Soul Shuffle, I have to play a bit more selfishly. I have to maybe try to CC more the DPS instead of the healers, and just let the healers be, because the dampening is there, and at one point they will have no CDs, and at that point, whenever we have a kill target, we can like a kill opportunity, we can then CC the healer effectively. But I need to try to work on that. But overall, you see, that lobby is not an easy lobby. If someone says to me that this lobby should be an easy lobby for SP, I will not believe it. Although, let's be honest, that lobby has like all combinations being good for the SP. Like we have I don't think it's Shatter. It's Shatter, I think. Shatter Cleave or Shatter Play, which is basically with a mage. Normally it would be Frost Mage or God comp pretty much with Arcane. That's a good lobby. That's a good comp. We have like Shadow Cleave with Unholy DK. We have SPDH, which is also a good comp. We have good comps, but I think SP doesn't really lack good comps. I think it just is a question of trying to survive, trying to have good heals, trying to be able to survive most of the damage. You see, I have like 8.7 million healing, which is, again, it's quite substantial. It's like 1/5 of the shaman. And then the damage, we were like on the lower end, but again, I try to not see pad damage as real damage. I do feel like Unholy DK had a lot of pad damage, while for me, every time I'm trying to do damage, it does land pretty well. At least that's my analysis for this SP. Again, I understand that some people are like, really mad at the state of SP. I can understand that, but I feel like if you're looking back at Shadowlands and we're looking back at DF Season 1, obviously you're going to have a bad time on SP. But if you're looking at Legion, even Walls of Drain, or even Cataclysm or Mist of Pandaria, they always casted a lot of spells. It just is like right now we have a lot of micro CC to deal with, and Soul Shuffle with the no communication kind of enhances everything. But I feel like Shadow Priest has a lot of potential, and I understand that some people may not see that, and the stats are not speaking for Shadow Priest right now, but I feel like right now it's probably the best time to start a Shadow Priest, to actually like be on the lower end. And once we get a buff, because eventually, since everyone is crying about Shadow Priest, we will get a buff, then you will be God mode again. So we'll have to see what's up with that. I really like the 4-set. I think, again, once the 4-set is gone, it's going to be very difficult for Shadow Priest to exist. But I think the catharsis with the 4-set is actually a big thing, and people should realize that. And I hope with the videos I will be making about SP and just showcasing the power of SP, people will realize that it is actually a golden egg and just needs to be polished. It needs to be trained. Of course, SP is nowhere near of an easy spec. Don't like misunderstand me. I think it's a very hard spec to play, but if you play casters in general, if you, for example, play Affliction Warlock, you should not be like scared of playing SP, because I feel like it's the same difficulties. But if you're playing, like, let's say Elemental Shaman, of course SP is going to be like a big hurdle, because you're going to go from an instant cast spec to a like hard casted spec. But I think with a dedication and just trying to learn the class right now, and whenever we get a buff, because it will be inevitable, the amount of buffs we are going to get, you're going to feel like you're going to be liberated, like Rock Lee from Naruto, where they put out the weights down and it will be exploding, and then you're going to be super light. I think it will be like something like this. So again, try to see opportunities where they are, and hopefully you can have fun, and hopefully I can showcase you the power of a Shadow Priest in the future.